Cheese. That rich, creamy comfort food so many of us grew up enjoying. It's flavorful, satisfying, and let's be honest, it's a staple in many kitchens. But here's the part we don't always talk about. Cheese can also be packed with sodium, saturated fat, and hidden additives, things that don't always mix well with an aging body. If you're over 60, your body processes food differently than it did 20 or 30 years ago. Your metabolism slows. Your kidneys, heart, and digestive system become more sensitive. That means foods that were once harmless or even healthy might now have very different effects. And that brings us back to cheese. Somewhere along the way, people got confused. Some say, cheese is bad, avoid it completely. Others say, it's full of calcium, so it must be good. The truth? It's not that black and white. Some cheeses are incredibly beneficial for older adults, supporting bone health, digestion, and even brain function. Others are loaded with things that quietly raise your blood pressure, strain your kidneys, or increase inflammation without you even realizing it. That's why in today's video, I'm going to break it all down. You'll learn exactly which 4 cheeses are smart choices after 60, and which 4 you should seriously consider avoiding. Whether you're managing diabetes, concerned about memory, or just trying to feel better day to day, this guide is for you. And I promise the last cheese on the avoid list will probably surprise you. It's common, convenient, and often marketed as heart-friendly, but the science says otherwise. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop your country or city in the comments. I'm always amazed by how global our Healthy Senior Now community has become. And if you haven't yet, tap that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with someone who wants to eat smarter, live stronger, and age better. Alright, let's find out what's really behind your favorite cheese. 1. Mozzarella. Let's take a moment to talk about mozzarella. I'm not talking about the shredded kind that comes in a plastic bag, but the fresh, soft type, the kind that's usually packed in a small container or a pouch with water. You'll often find it near the deli section or with the specialty cheeses at the grocery store. That's the kind of mozzarella I recommend for anyone over 60. Why? First, it's low in salt, and that really matters. As we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to sodium. Too much salt can raise your blood pressure and put extra stress on your heart and kidneys. Fresh mozzarella has much less sodium than most other cheeses, so it's a safer, more heart-friendly choice. Next, it's easier to digest. Many people become a bit lactose intolerant with age, meaning dairy doesn't always sit well. But mozzarella naturally contains less lactose and tends to be gentler on the stomach. You're less likely to feel bloated or uncomfortable after eating it. Now let's talk about nutrition. Mozzarella is rich in calcium, which helps keep your bones strong. It also has zinc, which supports your immune system and helps your body heal, and vitamin A, which is important for your eyesight. These nutrients become especially important as we get older. But here's something most people don't know. Mozzarella also contains bioactive peptides. These are natural compounds that can actually help lower blood pressure. So just by choosing the right kind of cheese, you're giving your heart a bit of extra support. It also contains a special type of fat called CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, which has been shown to reduce inflammation and support a healthy metabolism. That's great news if you're dealing with joint pain or trying to manage your weight. And one more thing, it's easy to enjoy. You can slice it over fresh tomatoes with basil and olive oil, melt it on roasted vegetables, or just add a few pieces to your salad. It's satisfying, flavorful, and won't leave you feeling heavy or sluggish. So, if you're looking for a cheese that works with your body instead of against it, fresh mozzarella is a wonderful choice. 2. Feta cheese. Let's talk about feta, that crumbly, slightly salty cheese that adds a pop of flavor to just about anything. What makes feta so special, especially for people over 60, is that it's usually made from goats or sheep's milk, not cows. That's a big deal, because this type of milk is easier on the digestive system. It contains different proteins and less lactose, which means your body has an easier time breaking it down, a blessing for aging stomachs that may no longer tolerate heavier cheeses. Feta is also surprisingly low in fat, especially compared to creamier cheeses, but still rich in key nutrients. One standout is vitamin B12, which plays a huge role in keeping your nervous system sharp and your energy levels steady, both of which tend to decline as we age. But here's where Feta really shines. It's packed with probiotics, those beneficial bacteria that help keep your gut balanced. A healthier gut isn't just about digestion, it's linked to stronger immunity, reduced inflammation, and even better brain health. Some early research shows a possible connection between gut health and delayed cognitive decline, a big concern for many older adults. Feta may be small in size, but it packs a punch where it counts, helping protect your bones, brain, and belly without overloading your system. A few crumbles go a long way, making it one of the smartest cheese choices you can make after 60. 3. Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese might not grab your attention right away, but don't let its plain look fool you. For older adults, it's one of the wisest choices you can make. What makes it stand out isn't just the iconic holes, it's what it doesn't have. Swiss is naturally low in sodium, often containing 60–75% less salt than most popular cheeses. That's a big deal when managing blood pressure and heart health becomes a top priority. What's more, Swiss is naturally low in lactose due to its aging process. That means it's much easier on the stomach, especially if dairy has started to feel a bit heavy. And although it's mild in flavor, don't be fooled, it's loaded with key nutrients. Calcium supports strong bones, and vitamin B12 helps maintain memory, nerve function, and energy levels, all things that tend to decline after 60. Even better, Swiss provides a healthy amount of vitamin K2, which helps guide calcium into your bones and away from your arteries. That can reduce the risk of both osteoporosis and artery hardening. It also contains special bacteria used during fermentation that may support immune health and help reduce inflammation as we age. Add it to sandwiches, omelets, or pair it with fruit and whole grains. It's mild, gentle, and quietly powerful, the kind of cheese that works for you, not against you. 4. Goat cheese. Goat cheese might seem like a gourmet item, but for older adults, it's one of the most practical and body-friendly cheeses you can choose. It's creamy and flavorful, yet far easier to digest than cheese made from cow's milk. That's because goat cheese contains less lactose and different proteins that are gentler on the stomach, a real advantage if dairy has started giving you trouble. It's also rich in nutrients that help support healthy aging. You get calcium for strong bones, plus zinc and selenium, which play a big role in keeping your immune system sharp and your energy levels steady. These minerals also help with wound healing and thyroid function, both of which can slow down with age. What makes goat cheese even more special is its natural content of vitamin A and a touch of omega-3s, which may support brain health and eye function. Researchers are even looking into how these nutrients might help reduce the risk of memory loss. And yes, it's gut-friendly too. Many goat cheeses contain probiotics, which help improve digestion and reduce inflammation in the body. If you struggle with bloating or irregular digestion, this might make a big difference. Enjoy it spread on whole grain toast, crumbled over a salad, or paired with fruit for a light, nourishing snack. It's rich but not heavy, and a smart choice your body will likely thank you for. We've just gone through 4 types of cheese that are great for older adults. Now, let's talk about 4 kinds of cheese you might want to stay away from, especially after 60. 5. American cheese. Many of us grew up loving American cheese, the kind that melts perfectly in a grilled cheese sandwich. But as we get older, this processed slice might not be doing our bodies any favors. Unlike real cheese, American cheese is made by blending milk solids with emulsifiers, extra salt, food dyes, and preservatives. That makes it smooth and stretchy, but not so friendly to an aging body. Just one slice can contain a big chunk of your daily sodium, which adds pressure to your heart and kidneys, 2 systems that naturally weaken over time. And then there are the phosphates, often added to preserve texture and shelf life. These can interfere with calcium absorption and even lead to bone thinning, a major concern for anyone trying to prevent fractures or osteoporosis. What's more, some brands still contain processed oils or trace trans fats, which raise bad cholesterol and increase inflammation, 2 things we really want to avoid after 60. It might look innocent, but American cheese is high in salt, low in real nutrients, and can quietly increase health risks the longer it sticks around in your diet. If you've been reaching for it out of habit, it may be time to consider healthier, simpler options that treat your body with more care. 6. Blue cheese. Blue cheese has a distinct look and tastes sharp, tangy, and marbled with blue veins. For many, it feels like a gourmet indulgence. But as we age, this cheese may come with risks that outweigh the rewards. One of the biggest concerns is its high content of histamine and tyramine natural compounds produced during fermentation. In younger bodies, these are usually broken down easily. But for older adults, where enzyme activity tends to slow, these substances can build up and trigger headaches, blood pressure spikes, or even irregular heart rhythms in sensitive individuals. Another issue is listeria risk. Blue cheese is often made with unpasteurized milk and stored in moist, cool environments, the exact conditions where listeria bacteria can thrive if not handled properly. For people with weakened immune systems, listeria can lead to serious illness, and in rare cases, hospitalization. And let's not forget, sodium blue cheese is one of the saltiest cheeses around, sometimes packing over 400 milligrams of sodium per ounce. That's a red flag for anyone trying to manage hypertension or reduce fluid retention. If you've noticed symptoms like dizziness, flushed skin, or pressure in your chest after eating blue cheese, it might not be your imagination. Your body could be reacting to this chemical load. While its strong flavor may be appealing, blue cheese is a case where bold doesn't always mean better, especially after 60. 7. Cream cheese. Cream cheese looks innocent enough, soft, spreadable, and easy to enjoy. But when you take a closer look, especially from a health standpoint, it's not the best choice for older adults. Let's start with what's missing. Cream cheese is low in protein, which means it doesn't offer the kind of muscle support or satiety your body needs as you age. At the same time, it's very high in saturated fat. That combo, low protein and high fat, means it adds calories quickly without giving you much in return. Over time, this can contribute to belly fat, which isn't just a cosmetic concern. Visceral fat around the midsection has been linked to higher risks of heart disease, insulin resistance, and inflammation, 3 things you absolutely want to manage after 60. Many people also overlook the blood sugar effects of flavored cream cheese varieties. Options like honey, walnut, or strawberry may seem harmless, but they often contain added sugars. For seniors trying to control blood sugar or inflammation, that's not a great mix. Then there's food safety. Cream cheese, because of its soft texture and moisture content, is more vulnerable to bacterial growth if left out too long. That means it can quietly become a health hazard at brunch spreads, potlucks, or office parties, especially for those with a weakened immune system. 8. Processed cheese spreads. Let's talk about one of the most concerning items I see in many kitchens. Processed cheese spreads, the kind that comes in foil-wrapped wedges, squeeze bottles, or plastic tubs. They might look convenient, even harmless, but for adults over 60. Why are they sometimes called a stroke on a plate? Because they combine the worst of modern food manufacturing. Extremely high sodium, artificial additives, and often trans fats are what's left of them. These fats raise bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower good cholesterol, HDL, which directly increases your risk of heart attack or stroke. Then there are the phosphates and emulsifiers, used to keep that smooth, creamy texture. These chemicals may seem minor, but over time they've been linked to kidney damage and accelerated aging in arteries, especially in people whose kidney function is already beginning to decline, which is common after 60. We also have to consider the impact on the brain. Some of the synthetic fats and preservatives used in low-quality spreads may contribute to inflammation that affects cognitive health. For seniors, this could mean faster memory loss or mental fatigue over time. In short, processed cheese spreads are more than just empty calories. They're a highly engineered product with a long list of ingredients your body doesn't need, and in some cases, can't process safely anymore. When it comes to your heart, brain, and kidneys, this is one cheese that's just not worth the convenience. Biological and nutritional changes. After 60, After the age of 60, your body doesn't process food the way it used to, and understanding why can help you make smarter choices, especially when it comes to foods like cheese. First, your body's ability to break down fat slows down. That's because enzymes and bile acids that digest fat become less active. As a result, saturated fats are more likely to be stored around your organs instead of being used for energy. This raises the risk of weight gain, inflammation, and chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes. At the same time, your kidneys lose efficiency. They struggle to flush out sodium, which means salt builds up in the body more easily, putting extra pressure on your heart and blood vessels. For seniors, even moderate amounts of sodium can lead to serious spikes in blood pressure. Your digestive system also changes. Stomach acid and enzymes decline, making it harder to break down lactose and certain proteins like casein found in many cheeses. This explains why many older adults develop lactose intolerance or feel bloated after eating dairy. Meanwhile, inorganic phosphates, often added to processed cheese for shelf life and texture, can pull calcium out of your bones and deposit it into arteries, weakening your skeleton while hardening your blood vessels. Then there's histamine and tyramine, which build up in aged cheeses like blue cheese. In younger bodies, these are usually broken down easily. But in seniors, enzyme activity drops, making these compounds more likely to trigger headaches, heart palpitations, or blood pressure spikes. Now let's talk about what helps. The gut microbiome naturally becomes less diverse with age, weakening immunity and digestion. That's where probiotics found in fermented cheeses, like Feta and goat cheese, can help restore balance. You also need more CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, which helps control fat metabolism and reduce inflammation, key for joint health and weight control. And let's not forget vitamin B12, which becomes harder to absorb with age, but is vital for memory, energy, and nerve function. Finally, vitamin K2 helps move calcium to the right place, your bones, and away from your arteries. That means stronger bones and a healthier heart. Understanding these changes isn't about fear, it's about power. The more you know, the better you can care for your aging body. The older we get, the more we understand it's the small things that make the biggest difference. A quiet morning walk, a glass of water before coffee, choosing the kind of cheese that actually loves you back. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional about learning what fuels your body and what slowly wears it down, and then making better choices, one small habit at a time. Cheese isn't just food. It's memory. It's comfort. It's something we grew up with. And maybe that's why it deserves a second look, not with guilt or fear, but with wisdom. Because you've earned that. You've earned the right to feel good in your body, to stay sharp, strong, and full of energy. And yes, to enjoy the foods you love, without them slowly taking from your health. So, don't settle for what's cheap, convenient, or familiar. Choose what actually serves you now. You're not eating like you did at 40, and you shouldn't be. Your body is wiser. Let's feed it like it matters. And remember, aging isn't decline. It's refinement. It's knowing what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. If this video helped you in any way, share it with someone you care about. Leave me a comment. What cheese surprised you the most? And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Senior now for real, honest, science-backed advice on aging well, with clarity and care. Take care of yourself. You matter more than you know.